K104, DFW's Hip Hop and R&B, and you're home for more laughs with DD in the morning. Serious business, though. One of the dopest artists who I can't believe I actually know. Like, I feel famous because I have his phone number in real life. Asshole in Gold. Now, before I even ask you anything, well, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good as gold.
Asshole in Gold is a very bold name, sir. We need to talk about how this came about.
I think it really happened in stages, man. So, of course, my name didn't start out as Asshole and Gold. I was something else, you know, which I'm not going to mention because I don't want to fade back to what that was, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just like a real open person when it comes to my opinion. Like, if I see something, I feel like it's almost my duty to speak on, like, life situations and kind of, like, guide the flow of the water. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because most people just going to say what they want to appease who they next to. Like, you know what I'm saying? I care less about appeasing the next person. You know, I'm more so a godly man, so I'm guiding righteousness, man. The assholeness is really just honesty.
I've been called an asshole once or 500 times in my life for the same reason. I'm assuming the in gold part is obviously because you're dripped.
Actually, this is to correlate more so to the godliness in me. You know what I'm saying? The streets of heaven is paved in gold. You know what I'm saying? So this is like something to center me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though I look good in it, and I do have an infatuation for what the element actually is, but it's also my constant reminder that I'm an asshole, but I'm an asshole in righteousness. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I like that.
It's the business.
Now, with a name like Asshole and Gold, I remember when 2 Chainz was Titty Boy, and he changed it because he was like, you can't say titty on the radio. So, now here we are in 2023, and you can say titty, but you can't say asshole yet. So is that something that you think about as it pertains to your music career?
It was something I thought was something that was going to be like a deterrent from, you know, dealing with labels or just mainstream music or whatnot, but not so much so, man. I do have an alternate pronunciation of my name, you know what I'm saying, which is Anger Fang Gang, A-I-N-G. But I don't know, I do go by that moniker a little more just to be more presentable to, you know, my audience or whatnot, but it's always gonna be asshole.
You do seem like a really nice guy. Yeah. Why all these people be unfollowing you? Like, can we talk about this? What is going on?
People be on their high horses or their pedestals. I don't know. I'm just
I meant to go look and check. Did Jazzy Faye really unfollow you because you said you was better than Ludacris?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's why, but it was like right around the time that I had said that. It's an industry thing. For like, sure. You know what I'm saying? He done said he better than Luda, but I am better than Luda. He's still a star. He's still a major actor. I got much respect for his accolades. But when it come down to my lyricism versus Ludacris lyricism, I would put that man in the dirt.
Carl Crawford unfollowed you too. What's going on in this situation?
I don't know. Hollywood just ain't fucking with me, guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But Carl unfollowed me as well. And which is weird, you know what I'm saying? I thought we were pretty cool. I got a couple of records out of 1501. But I don't know, man. I had got with Carl probably about 1.5 years ago or so. I was running with him heavy. We spent a little time out in Houston at some different spots, just kind of feeling each other out while we tried to work out something mutual that worked for both of us, you know what I'm saying, as far as the deal go. And it was between myself, him, and, it was not Watts. It was, I can't think of his name right now. I'll circle back to it, but, so say they got into it over something, which kind of dissolve my deal. Yeah, man, I'm a star artist though. Like, you don't drop the ball on me. Like, especially not for nothing personal.
We need to talk about the work you did to get to that point.
Right on.
So, tell me about this work you did. I mean, I know we had a different name, but without even giving a name or any of that, just the work that it takes to go from I'm gonna do music for real to, yeah, man, they dropped the ball on me, the fuck.
When I came onto the scene as Asshole and Gold, I demanded stardom from the jump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whenever I stopped whatever I was doing previously, in my mind, when I step back into this arena, it's my arena. Like, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as I dropped my first single, which was Chilli and DaiBoo, it did exactly what I said that it would do, exactly what I commanded it to do. You know what I'm saying? And what's weird too is like while I'm in the studio recording this, like I got the homie in there, like he record me, he helping me get this together, but in his mind, he like, nah, this ain't gonna be the song, bro. Like you say, you finna shoot a video, you finna make this the biggest song, da da da. I don't know about it. I don't know. But I'm pushing through the session. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could feel it. So when I actually do shoot the video and upload a snippet of it, like within mere minutes, like it's up out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? The most views I ever had, the most likes I ever had, the most engagement, the most interaction, period. Like I had the biggest people in my city reaching out to me within like minutes. So I'm like,
shout out your city.
Yeah, Houston, Texas.
Alright, shout out H-Town. Okay.
That song, man, just really catapulted my career, like for real. And I knew it was. You know what I'm saying? It's still my biggest song.
We need to talk about the business of the record business and the music business and how you handle your business. Do you still own that song?
I do own the song now, but I owned it beforehand. I bought the beat, like, you know what I'm saying? So I have rights to this song. I record it, I shoot the video. Of course, it gets the attention and traction it do. I guess it got the right attention, you know what I'm saying? MTV VH1 end up seeing the song or hearing the record some kind of way and reached out to the producer and bought the rights after I had already bought them. But you have to understand, if VH1 reach out to you, like, and you just sold a beat for $300, but this VH1 is like, well, if I give the beat to VH1, like $300 ain't nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in his mind, he doing a better business move.
Is that illegal though?
It's very illegal. Yeah. Like they took it off every streaming platform except for YouTube. So for 2.5 years, any growth or any recognition that I got from that song was strictly on the YouTube platform. I'm just excited to see what I can do with it now. Like, I'm ready to, because I didn't get my initial chance, sure. Like, I'm ready to really push it into the mainstream and, like, really see what I can do with it. I feel like it was lightly kind of like a blessing probably for me initially, because my management at the time that I had that song, it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? And turns out it was like some real other stuff going on behind the scenes, and I would rather have that part of it cut out before I really get on my rocket ship. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Taking the song or its opportunity away from you the first time, and you're an independent artist, and it's like shoom, and the movement just stops. What's the biggest thing you learned from something like that? It'd be hard to
say something in around with it, cause I don't be wanting it to sound like I made a mistake, cause I did what I was supposed to do. I wanted to record a song. I wrote it. I found the beat for it. I paid for the beat. You know what I'm saying? Everything I was supposed to do, I did, and still somebody with a bigger stick just came and just took my stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's not really much that I would know that I could do to protect against that. Like, you know what I'm saying? What do you do? You know, so all I know now is that going forward, I do a lot more of working directly with the producer. Like, I know you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we done developed a relationship.
You don't have like a 9 to 5 or like a type job that you go to, you report to a person, right?
I don't. I report to anybody, but I like to kind of obligate myself to report to myself. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So talk to me about some of the successes you've had in music, specifically monetarily wise, because there's some rappers watching and they like, well, I ain't made no money. Yeah, let's talk about it. You was out here, you did a couple things.
Yeah, man. It was kind of weird bumping into some of the biggest stars and like just kind of seeing how the ins and outs of music actually happened and went on with a lot of folks, because a lot of people, you thinking living this lavish life, and at the end of the day, like, they trying like you. So a lot of our heroes are still trying, like, you know what I'm saying, but it just look good from the outside.
Let's talk about this clothing store in Redbird Mall. I got this lovely yellow dress from there. I'm gonna assume you got that hat from there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I got a bucket hat from there as well. Now, rappers diversify their incomes all the time, but what made you specifically want to say clothing store?
My partner, actually, man. So what happened was, I was getting ready to release a project, which we partner on music as well, and I just got pretty excited about the promo because I ended up releasing some shirts that promoted my project or whatnot, but the shirts was pretty,
fire.
Pretty, you know what I'm saying? So people are just like, man, let me get one. But I only made like maybe like 25, 30 shirts or something like that. And before I went in to be like, nah, I'm gonna make some more, I was like, I just got the bug, really, is what it is, for creating again, you know what I'm saying? So how about I go back to what I'm used to, you know, because I started my clothing line actually in 2009. But I put it down for all of those years to focus on my music or whatnot. But I realized, like, that was one of the biggest parts of even establishing me in the beginning. So I was like, well, music and fashion always gonna coincide, like, you know, so why not just make that an adamant part about of who I am, you know what I'm saying? So I brought it back out, man, and I within maybe like some days of me, it's kind of just like the Chilli and DaiBoo story. Within some days, I had made probably like something around like $1,300 to $1,500 just on the street, because I went to Deep Ellum. And I printed out a lot more of my stuff, of my older designs and whatnot, and I just kind of hit the market with it, but I went straight to Deep Ellum. I made that much in the course of, like I say, like 2-3 days. So I was like, man, I'm real uncomfortable out here. It's hot, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm making good money, you know what I'm saying? And I got the time to dedicate to it, so I'm like, well, what's the next step from this, you know what I'm saying? And being that I already had a partner in music, and it's also my girl, you know what I'm saying? So
oh, that's perfect.
She was just like, man, I don't know, man, like that's exciting, right? Like, to make so much money hand over fist like that, just like boom, boom, boom. It's like, man, might want to look into getting you an actual spot. And before I knew it, we had talked about it more and more, and we snatched us a spot out of Redbird Mall. And man, it's just been booming since then. And we don't just carry my personal brand, we carry 29 other local brands.
Shout out to the store. We need the Instagram, all the info, the hours, the address.
Oh yeah, man. We open from 11 to 7, Monday through Saturday. On Mondays, I like to try to do appointments up until 4 o'clock, so you might miss me if you show up during those hours. I don't know.
It's in Redbird Mall. Make sure you come through. Shout out the store. But while we talking about that, tell me why it's important. We know why it's important, but tell me why it's important to have multiple streams of income when you're an artist.
We hardly make from the store the money that it takes to run that store. So I definitely have to try other things to make money, you know what I'm saying? So we, especially my girl, like, she's just really good financially, and when it comes to trying new things or finding ways to pull money out of something. We kind of bring money that's outside of fashion and music to power that side of things.
Just as a person, what do you think is causing this subject matter in music right now?
So I feel like it's a added pressure to be what you see. Like, I really do believe that. Like, it's like, well, this is the formula to stardom. This is the equation to the top, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, I seen this person XYZ. I'm doing my best too to not name drop people.
Yeah, you're doing great.
You know what I'm saying? I seen XYZ take this route and become successful and benefit, like, you know what I'm saying? So shit, what's wrong with me doing XYZ to become successful and benefit? But what people don't realize is, when you got a machine behind you, half the time these big stars, they don't even have to really live that life that they portray.
Somebody thought it out for them.
Know what I'm saying? Like somebody wrote a little book somewhere, somebody picked it up and read it and was like, I'm gonna get you to do this. Yep. And like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, X, Y, Z, this how you do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's working. And when people see something working, they not taking in the negative part of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? What the backlash that come with it. And the influence that you have as a rapper or as a star or as a public figure, it's so monumental, it's so important. Like, it's a responsibility and a duty of yours to be honest.
Do you feel that once rappers reach a certain platform, they're automatically role models? And if so, is that something that they should accept, or is that a choice?
So I feel like it's almost cowardly in a sense, man, to step into a light but that you wanted to step into and then not assume the responsibility of that role. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you want to be a star. When you are a star, you create an atmosphere for influence. You create a responsibility for yourself because there are people who admire, respect, and are guided by you. You know what I'm saying? People who getting in the car to go commit a murder, half the time they putting on a certain artist to get them into their mood for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who's severely depressed, they putting on a certain song to cope with their depression. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you almost instructing people how to live. Now, if you don't condone that lifestyle, that's not even your lifestyle. You one type of wrong, because you selling a narrative of something that you don't even feed into. You don't even eat that. Like, but you telling everybody else is good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you have the person who do believe that that's cool and whatnot, and you selling the narrative as well. But it's like, and I don't know, maybe I'm just more of an intellectual type person, but when I stepped into the arena of what I felt was stardom, when I got around the real voices and the people who really held weight and whatnot, I almost immediately felt that responsibility. Like, without me being known by the masses as what I am, you know, just coming into these rooms where, like I say, with Jazzy Faye, Erykah Badu, you know, these type of people, meeting the biggest tops of labels. I've been at Universal, Def Jam, Epic, every major that you can call out, Rock Nation. And it's weird because half these rooms, when I walked in, they was surprised I was in them, that people that worked there was surprised. They was like, like, where you come from? Like, you say, like, they flew you out. A car service, like, we don't even do that. It's not 95. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't doing that.
We ain't got the budget for that no more.
Yeah, so it was like, dang, you must have some real talents. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to go in them rooms and like they just wasn't ready for who I was as an artist, man. But me going in there and seeing stuff on a level where I haven't even stepped into the role yet, I know people who in the role see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? How can you not see the responsibility that you have? So, like I say, it's cowardly to me to be like, oh, I ain't no role model. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no goddamn guy. Yes, you are.
You dropped a lot of music that I love very much. Okay, so first, the album Dirty Gold Soul, which obviously was a collaborative effort with you, Nate G, and Dirt Beats, one of my favorite producers ever. I love the album. My mama liked the album, which I think is weird. But like, not just that, but you got a single coming out, Party Music. When are we dropping this?
Party Music was an accidental record that just smashed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I actually recorded that my intro part or whatnot, my verse, or should I say rather, probably like a year or so ago, man. And I just came back across the record and I was like, man, let me finish this, because this really sliding and it got the energy like for now. Like, you know what I'm saying? And me and Mike Fresh cool, because I actually booked him for an event that we had at my store maybe probably like 2 years ago around our opening for Valentine's Day. And I seen how people reacted to him, and he was a real cool dude, like a humble person. He got the same mentality that I have. He know the responsibility. Like, I want like-minded men around me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because when my son see me standing shoulder to shoulder with somebody, I don't want him to be like, my daddy used to hang with some suckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want him to be like, nah, that was Mike Fresh. Dang, Dad, I ain't never realized that's Mike Fresh. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want. Like, my son, especially having him around and stuff like that, really does mold him into who he gonna be. I'm witnessing firsthand when I shot my video with Scarface for Burn For Me. And just having that moment of him and Scarface was like clicked up. They was over there talking. He showing them stuff on his phone, and they take a little pictures together and stuff like that. Now at the time, he was just kind of like, oh, this cool. I know this dude famous, but he don't know who Scarface is. Like, it took after that to actually do a little homework and be like, Dad, that's Scarface. Like, yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, and I'm your daddy.
Hell, you mean I'm somebody? Now, speaking of family, before I let you go, I meant to ask you this first. With the anniversary of your cousin passing, CEO Spud, I want to give respect to that and to give you space. How are you? Like, how are you healing? How are you doing?
I'm healed as far as hurt that shows. I'ma forever be scarred inside of me from losing my nephew, because that's my nephew, but he was like a big supporter of my music. Like, he was really, really into my craft. He was like my first fan, I'd say. Like, when I was 14, 15 years old, writing and stuff, he was a small child then, but he, you know, kind of just looking up like, dang, okay, do. Until the days he can dance, then he dancing with it, like, you know what I'm saying? Then to the days he could talk, now he's kind of singing along my music, he know things. And just him watching me grow through my artistry all up into the space where I'm actually a star, and I'm, you know, shooting videos with big artists and sharing the stage with big artists, and I got to invite him to a lot of that, and I'm glad that we got to share a lot of those initial experiences together. But it hurt just knowing the plateau that I'm going to. I wish he would be right here with me, like, you know what I'm saying, to see that. But my nephew was a light of his own, and he was that type of respected man that I'm hoping to grow to admiration, like, you know what I'm saying. So everybody around him and his immediate family and friends and everything, you should have seen like his funeral. It was just like a real honoring, man. Nobody, of course, wouldn't say anything, I guess, negative, you know what I'm saying, but you could tell the honesty and the sincerity of where people was coming from at his passing. And it was kind of hard for me to get up there and speak, which I did. You know, I gave my piece and I let him know that I love him and I always will. But like I said, I definitely love to still have him here with us.
But I think that with everything you're doing, that's how you'll keep him here. All right, so Asshole and Gold, and I'm gonna say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest or a pimp named Slickback.
Hey.
He said, please say the goal. No, thank you so much for coming through. We've got the RMIR Market. We've obviously got the music. We have the projects coming out and all the things that we can look forward to. So I just appreciate a little sliver of your times. I know you got 14 jobs, but thank you for coming through. I'm waiting on the music, and I can't wait to come back to the store to get more merch.
Already, man. We'd love to have you, man. Come see us.
You already know it.